black families, we have what's called a griot. Griot is an African word. Not sure what tribe it's from, but it's an African word that means the elder in the family that tells the oral history of the family in the tribe. In our family, we have our griot's Uncle Chester, Orange Chester Logan. He's my grandmother's brother. Today, we were talking, and he brought up our cousin, Eddie Noel. Now, I do remember my grandmother, which would be his sister, speaking about her cousin, Eddie. I remember Eddie. Remember hearing stories about Eddie, but I wasn't able to put two and two together until me and Uncle Chester started talking today. So while we were talking, his wife chimed in and she said, "Yeah, I remember your grandmother speaking to me about it, and I remember the stories in Lexington." So I went and Googled it. And when I Googled it, I found a lot of things that kind of blew me. I will be interviewing more people on this topic, and some of these clips here are clips that I found on YouTube of other people speaking on it, but I'm going to speak more to Uncle Chester about it and Mr. Toller and a few other people. But this here I got off YouTube. Check it out.
It was at a club, what they call a honky tonk. They sold moonshine, thing there. With 7 if here, if you bought your moonshine here, you could drink it. But if you bought it elsewhere and bring it here, you wasn't allowed to drink it in my place. That's what it started about. So he told the guy to not come in his place and drink his liquor that he bought elsewhere in his place. So the guy played it off, and sure enough, he came and pulled his bottle up. So one word led to another. He caught him drinking, and he walked over and slapped the guy. Shouldn't have did that.
Eddie, on behalf of his friend, confronted the owner of the honky-tonk, who then responded,
"Boy, what is it to you? No, you won't slap me." So Eddie walked out of his place. He had to slap his buddy, and he threatened to slap him. So Eddie went through his trunk, unlocked his trunk, got his gun out, went back in. White guy, thought nothing of it, black guy had never been known in history that a black man retaliated on a white man in the state of Mississippi. Had never been known before. At that point, when Eddie walked through the door, he said, "Boy, get out of here with that rifle." Told us, "No." He said, "Eddie, put the rifle down and get back out of here." He said, "No, I can't put it down." He said, "Because if I drop, you're going to kill me, so I might as well take you out first." So the man's son was over behind the counter. When he popped his daddy dropped the son, tore the door down, getting out the back door running. So Eddie turned, after he shot him down, the son was gone, he cleared out the club. Everybody was gone. Everybody, with nobody in there but Eddie and the dad laying on the floor at that time.
It later was revealed that Noel,
that's Eddie Noel's wife,
had a relationship
with the club.
The club owner.
meaning they had a thing going on. But Uncle Sunday says,
it was about the boy that taking a drink of the liquor, and he slapped the boy.
Right.
And Eddie came to that black guy's aid and straightened it out. They didn't want to go down like that, in the book. So they put it in that Eddie was there trying to get his wife to go home. And she didn't want to go with Eddie. She was going to stay there until the white man told her she could get off. Eddie reacted, retaliated, shot him.
there's much more to the story. Eddie went on to shoot the sheriff and more. He even evaded the lynch mob for days. We later got to see the honky-tonk and some of the other landmarks in the Eddie Noel story.
Talk about it.
Now, what's crazy is I come from a long line of history buffs. My relatives are like encyclopedias, man. They kept a real good record of all history, black history and world history, all type of history. So we really can dig in some crates and some boxes, and they got some of this shit on the walls. So to not hear this full story, and let alone not only not hear the story, but find out I'm blood related to this man is crazy. You hear a lot of stories about Nat Turner. We didn't hear about Noel.
Well, for a lot of people that call themselves historians who are experts in this field, a lot of folks have not heard about this story, which happened 18 months before the Emmett Till tragedy.
Well, that's a great question, and of course you bring up the correct analogy, which is the Emmett Till, which occurred 18 months later. Of course, Emmett Till was 14 years old when he was lynched brutally for allegedly wolf whistling a white woman, which was just mere child's play compared to what Eddie Noel did. And I submit in my book that one of the big differences was that the Brown decision came down about 4 months after Eddie Noel.
Did y'all hear that? That was a very, very important time in history. In American history, in African American history, black history, whatever you call it. It's very important. It was 4 months before the Brown versus the Board of Education decision and 18 months before what happened to Emmett Till. And from my understanding, from what my uncle said, this kind of affected both of those decisions, which is real deep. You know, to be, you know, I'm somebody that really loves history. I dig into history. I study history. So I eventually probably would have found the story, but wouldn't have never knew that I was blood related to this man had I not researched my family history. It's real important to do that. They try to tell you that it's hard to do. It's not. You just gotta want to do it and keep looking, keep digging. You're gonna find a lot of closed doors, but when you find that one open door, it's really worth it. This story I heard a couple times, but I really never put it together. You know, my grandmother Desi used to always speak on her cousin Eddie, and I've heard that a few times, but I just didn't understand what it meant. From talking to my uncle today, it was crazy because we were at the doctor's office, and I guess it just popped up in his head, and we were around a group of people. And I'm not gonna say what he said, but when he said, I said, "Hold on, wait, you can't." We'll talk about it when we get home. So when we got home, we talked about it, and I Googled it as we were speaking about it, and I found all this stuff. So I'm gonna keep digging, I'm gonna keep looking, search more, try to find more stuff. I'm definitely gonna interview a few more elders. Might even go down to Mississippi and see what I can find there, but this is not the end of this. It's actually a good thing I found it because y'all know I got camera equipment and editing equipment and things like that. So a documentary will be coming, hopefully, maybe even a script. I was already writing a script on my elders and, you know, things in my family's past. And to find this and to be able to add this is crazy. So y'all stay tuned, man. We'll be back with y'all.